What's going on, YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka Viper Magic, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about the Prison of Elders. So Bungie's been doing something really cool in their preparation and hype building of the up-and-coming DLC, The House of Wolves. What they're going to do is, or what they've been doing rather, is each week they put out a Twittch Livestream focusing on a different element of the game. So the first week we had The Reef, which is the game's new social hub interaction. It's like the Tower 2.0. And they walked around and showed off kind of what the Reef looks like and what kind of weapons and gear you can buy from the new vendor. The second week they showed off the Trials of Osiris, which is the new competitive player versus player 3-on-3 match. And again, they ran through, this time a little bit different. It was almost like an esport where they they probably did hire actually, but they brought in a professional gamer to kind of walk through some of his feelings about the game. And then this week was the Prison of Elders, which is the player versus enemy endgame content. And it's been kind of billed prematurely as a horde mode. I wouldn't necessarily say that was my impressions of it. Basically, you go into an arena, and it's, again, 3 players. And you basically go into this arena and you fight wave after wave of enemy. And there are different modifiers and there's different aspects to conditions in which you need to do to win. Sometimes it's just straight up survive the wave, which is your most standard survival type mode. In addition, they had some other modes where you would have to almost play like a domination map where you'd have to go stand on a certain control point to like defuse some sort of mine or some sort of bomb. And then they had just the typical boss burn downs. What was cool about it was that they introduced a lot of new modifiers. I actually wrote one down here. Shields are increased but do not replenish. Now that's a cool modifier. I like that. So you're going to see a lot of those really difficult modifiers from the Nightfall make their return in this mode. In addition, you will start seeing some new ones. And I hope that they added a lot because that was one of my major complaints with the game was I felt there wasn't enough depth in really tweaking up how the modifying system worked. So, as I mentioned, it's a 3-man game. It's level 28, 32, 34, and 35. Now, what the guys at Bungie were saying was that the level 28 arena will be a match made, so you don't have to worry about trying to find people. And you can do that infinitely. There's no clock resets or server resets or anything like that. If you want to sit there and grind it all day, you certainly can. However, they're very clear about that the rewards would be tiered appropriately. So a level 28 match made endgame content's probably not going to get you great stuff. It may get you beginner gear. I would almost guess that the gear you would get from there is probably on par or potentially weaker than what we've been getting from Crota's End, but I'm not certain about that. Level 32, 34, and 35 are no matchmaking. You have to find your own group. So get ready to crash the forums again. And again, I question why Destiny feels that we can't have matchmaking, because all we do is go on the forum. And actually, I can pull it up while we're talking and show you what I'm talking about, because this is really goofy. So what you have happening is people open up the Destiny app on their phone. They go to the forums, which I'm doing right now. And then they go to recruitment. And just look at some of these. I don't know if this even shows up. My phone's too white. Raid Finder. 23,000 posts. 16,000 posts. 65,000 posts. 31,000 posts. 32,000 posts. I'll show you just a few more. 96,000 posts. These are people that are just crashing the forums looking for a friend to play with. Again, I question, why are you guys doing this? Why not just build it into the game? We're doing it anyway. These are just complete random people we're grabbing and trying. Put it in the game, please. Why? Oh, that's so frustrating. Now, they did say that there were some different maps that were available, however. So there's going to be six total maps that are going to be drawn from these 4 different levels. Although they did say, I believe, that the level 28 arena was always consistent. I think that's what I heard. There'll be random ones again each week, so there'll be some diversity. I'm sure the real endgame players will probably do both the high end, the 32, 34, and 35s each week anyway, so your diversity is effectively cut in half. But that said, it's nice. I hope that they continue to add more map sets and more assets. Considering it is just a giant sandbox, I don't feel that the map design should be too difficult. but I'm not a programmer or a coder, so I might be talking out of turn there. Each one seems to be a 3-wave. Again, we talked about the different modifiers, which I think is a really nice idea. You look at what Diablo 3 has done with their Rift generation system and how they've put on so many different modifiers and shrines and trying to keep the game fresh. And that's what Destiny's going to need in this content to make it appealing. I know that they've worked hard to make a bunch of different mods that are already available in the game, but I can promise you guys right now, sight unseen, it's not enough. We need more. Look at the amount that Diablo 3 had on launch. Look at what they have now. Look at how many more they've added, how they continue to add with their season mode. This is a great opportunity for you guys. I like the one about the shields are increased but don't replenish. I know we have some of the standard ones like Juggler and Void damage is increased and all enemies do this and all enemies do that. But keep it up. Continue to make great, unique modifiers that change how we play the game, that force us to play differently. And I promise you guys you're going to have a lot more engagement and people aren't going to get burnt out as fast as they've been getting burned out. When you get to, it appeared to be, and this is something I want to talk about in a second about the actual gameplay itself, it appeared to be in certain levels there was a critical objective. The critical objective that I saw was that just like when you're walking around out in the world and you have the objective where the VIP is going from checkpoint to checkpoint, there was basically a checkpoint system built inside the arena and you had to burn a specific enemy down in a certain amount of time. I don't know what the fail condition was or if you just get an additional reward, a better weapon drop, some sort of score multiplier or time attack. I don't know how that works, but that's kind of cool. Again, that goes back to the diversity. I think timing in general would be really nice. A leaderboard system, that sort of thing, and I didn't really see a lot of that. What I was kind of concerned about, though, rather, was, they spent a lot of time on their second event, the Trials of Osiris, where they brought in that professional player, and he talked a lot about his experience with first-person shooters, and, it was clear that he was kind of the leader of the group. This time they had 3 different players. Deej was one of them. I don't remember the other two's name, but one of them was the lead designer, and the other guy was, like, Professor Broski or something, or Bromeo. They kept dying over and over and over to the point that it was like, do you want to do it again? I don't know. Do you want to do it again? And the stream ran, I think, about an hour and 40 minutes. I just started fast forwarding through it because I was getting bored. And we didn't really get to see the big payoff, what kind of loot you would have, and it was just watching them grind over and over. And I don't know why there was such a departure, unless they thought they were better than they were, or their like God mode in the back end of the server just didn't come live. I don't know what the problem was, but it was kind of painful to watch. So again, I'm happy they do this. I love the interaction with the fans. It's really, really cool. No one else is doing this, by the way. I mean, occasionally you might get a Reddit Ask Me Anything. Maybe you'll have a little bit of interaction on Twitter, a very little bit. But to have an hour-long plus dedicated show focusing on an element of an upcoming game that's in design right now, I think is a really cool, groundbreaking feature, and I love it. So my hat's off to you guys. I mean, yeah, I have a little criticism on how you executed it, but you know what? That's really, really cool. So my hat's off to the guys at Bungie, and I think that's really cool, and I hope other developers see this, and they take, I mean, if a bozo like me can make a YouTube video, they can definitely make one. And that interaction with the fans and showing us what you guys are doing, we love that. We do appreciate it. So I'm kind of torn on this one. I'm not really sure if I like this mode yet or not. If it just turns into a grind fest with kind of boring modifiers and not really good endgame loot, I'll probably burn out pretty quickly on that one. I've always been more of a player versus player guy, so I'll probably spend a little bit more of my time in the Trials of Osiris anyway. But the Prison of Elders does seem to bring in that endgame content that isn't an arena, and one of the things they mentioned was that it is something, kind of new and unique, and they're trying to push the envelope in terms of gameplay experience. So fail or not, I have to get my hats off again to Bungie, because you guys are trying something different, so I appreciate that. Now, I love the conventional horde mode from Gears of War, where you had turrets and it was waves that progressively got worse, and each class had a unique role and function in the battlefield. And obviously, we don't have that in Destiny, and we're not asking for that. But at least the class-based, in terms of like a hunter can't really do anything different than a Titan can do, other than our specials. So, I mean, you had like in the Gears of War mode, you had the horde mode in Gears of War, rather. you had like engineers who would repair barbed wire. You had soldiers who could use grenades, snipers, that sort of thing. So I don't expect to see that, but maybe putting in more automated defenses, maybe earning some sort of currency like Glimmer in game that you spent on defenses or turrets. Call of Duty's had really good success with this. I think that would be cool to see. Then tack in the RPG element that's already prevalent in this game. Then tack in all those cool modifiers. And I think you've taken an idea that's pretty cool and multiplied it by a high level of excitement and modifications and originality. Put in leaderboards, put in challenges to your friends, and I think you would have a really robust system. As it stands now, I don't know if it's completely fleshed out, but again, I wasn't invited to play, so I can't comment. I'm just telling you what I all saw on YouTube. But what I'm curious is, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys thought about the Prison of Elders Twitch stream. Was it something that was cool? Did you learn anything? Did you get put to sleep by their just constant dying and grinding, and it got kind of painful for those guys? Or were you just enjoying seeing the game in different assets, and did it really give you a sense of challenge because it's going to be so satisfying when you beat it, because these guys who've been developing the game couldn't even do it? Let me know in the comment box below. Thanks for watching. Please do me a favor. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about these videos. I always love the feedback and interaction with you guys. It's really, really cool. I just capped 13,000 views. I'm teetering on 60 subs, and that's cool metrics for me. I mean, I got a long ways to go, but I do appreciate the support. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.